Howdy folks, and welcome back to this reaction. We've got Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 7 D23 Expo teaser reveal. I was a little hesitant, and I'm still am, about whether or not I wanted to record a reaction to this, because at first I thought, teaser reveal? It can't be that much, but I looked at the length and it says 145, so I thought, I'll give it a shot. So here we go. Yeah, they're in the past. I knew they were in the past, by the way, within hours after recording my last reaction. Thank you for the comments. Okay, so what are these cops up to?
Early. Who the hell are these guys?
Yeah.
Boys lost.
I'm Ascension Chronicom from the planet
Chronicoms. Oh, well, they've got guns, so yeah.
Now beat it, before we make you freaks regret being born.
Chronicoms are not born.
No, they're not. They're made, right? What's he got?
Warning you. Last chance.
Are these Chronicoms from the future, traveling back through time, or? Yeah, they didn't stand much of a chance. Yeah, especially since the bullets don't do any good at all. They don't hurt them at all.
What do you want? Your face.
Oh. Ow! He's literally taking his face. Enoch? Coulson Bot? And Daisy, of course. This is... They are! They are traveling through different time periods. That was one of the questions we had. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's almost over. Season 7, summer 2020. Okay. All right, come back to the beginning here. Let's look at some things. I knew this is 1931, they tell us. Thank you very much for the comments in the videos telling me it was in the past. I literally, by the time I published it, I already knew they were in the past, but I didn't add that. I'm sorry. Actually, in the text, I think I said something about, or are they in the past? Yeah, it became pretty clear I had missed a couple of subtle clues in the dialogue about prohibition, and the comment about it being the largest building in the world. That wasn't enough to send me over the edge to make me understand it was the past, because my thought process was the Chronicoms had destroyed a bunch of buildings and it was the last tallest one standing. Was my original thought about it being in the future, but it's in the past. I knew that, so I appreciate that. And this just confirms that 1931. I did a little research. The Empire State Building completed construction in 31. The bulk of the construction was in like 2930. So 31, probably fairly early or they've been there for a while. Maybe our heroes have been there for a while. So 1931, we got these New York City cops. I think they're New York City cops. I'm just going to assume they are. I don't really recognize the badge. Decal, the hat decal. But yeah, when they see the Chronicoms come in, they can clearly identify these guys are armed. So they immediately stand up and ready their weapons, or at least put their hands on their weapons. But of course, as it turns out later, we see that they don't do any good. So the question was, these Chronicoms. I always say Chronicons, but it's Chronicoms. Apparently, Chronicoms. Are they from the future, meaning the present day, 2019-ish, 2020-ish, and have traveled back in time to 1931, or are they 1931 contemporary Chronicoms? I'm going to guess they're contemporaries to 1931, only because the Chronicoms didn't seem to have any time travel, right? That was one of the things they were asking for, or trying to get from Fitz, was the understanding of time travel, so that they could go back in time and save their world. And it is really cool. I mean, to not only understand that this is how they take faces, but more importantly, that they literally take the face. The guy's face is getting like just covered with skin, which I don't think they would need to do, right? Because they're not really taking the skin; they're just copying all of the information about the face, right? Anyway, but we get other confirmation here. This is the biggie. We get this kind of noir, black and white. It almost looks like the 50s. It does kind of look like late 50s, maybe early 60s. Here would be my guess. This is the 30s again. This, based on these uniforms and the guns they're holding, I'm going to wager this looks like the 50s to me. This looks like maybe the late 50s, mid-late 50s, I would guess. And these are not connected, by the way. At least I don't think they're connected. This vehicle taking off, which, again, the time period looks weird. That looks like a Titan rocket. My father worked in the Titan program for a contractor, and he's going to hate me if he sees this, that I can't identify which Titan that is or what it looks like. It's not the Titan 2, right? Because the Titan 2 is what they use for the Mercury? No, Gemini. It's what they use for the Gemini program. So this looks like a Titan 3? Titan 4? I don't know. But it looks like a Titan. I've seen the documentation on, the schematics and stuff. It looks like one of the Titans. So that would put it into the 60s for sure. And I don't think that this is connected to the shot with the two MPs because they're not seeing that rocket take off. And this is the lighthouse, the quote-unquote lighthouse, right? Where the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. base is in the later seasons. Just probably at a different time, I imagine, with the rocket taking off. But who knows? Maybe that's current, 2020-ish time frame, 2019. I don't know. But this shot with these guys, they're not looking at the rocket. There's a big different device behind them that's got a spinning mechanism and a glowy mechanism on top. You like my technical terms? A spinny mechanism and a glowy mechanism. So I'm not quite sure what they're looking at, but Hydra, definitely Hydra is in play. There's some theory that maybe our heroes are going back in time to somehow defeat Hydra before they became a threat, stop them before the events of Winter Soldier. And that makes sense because, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. now is completely separated from the MCU. They don't need to play along with the MCU's timeline or reality at all, so they can do whatever they want. So they could theoretically do that. This is the scene from the end of last season. But I do get excited about this. I'm glad we know that they're seemingly going through time periods. We've got at least 3 here. If this one is no, this is okay. This has to be in the past because this is how the ship takes off, right? Their primary ship, whose name all of a sudden I can't remember, the bus, whatever the name of the ship is. This is where it takes off. So obviously this was an old missile silo, so this has got to be the past. So we've got, if this is the 60s, if that is a Titan, I think that's a Titan class that existed, model. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, if you know better than I do. And I could go look this up. And I'm sure literally by the time I finish editing this, I will have looked it up. But let me know anyway. I think it's in the 60s, at least, for this to be that particular type of rocket. And it's launching almost like they're trying to tell us that they've started a war or something, or they're trying to avert a war. That's one of their missions or something like that. But that is one time period, 60s. This time period, I'm saying by the guns that I'm pretty darn sure this is going to be late 50s by the uniforms and the guns that they're wearing, or that he's wearing. Late 50s. Watch those two be in the exact same time period in the end. I don't know. I guess it's possible. And then who knows about Hydra, but this looks like to me the 50s. Just something about the clothing and the architecture and all of that, something just says 50s to me. And this looks like a hotel, like a Hollywood hotel sort of thing in the pool. Something just says 50s to me. I don't know why. So we got, if that's true, we've got 30s, 50s, 60s. Yeah. Maybe this is 40s. That's possible too. So 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, maybe. So they're traveling through time is my point, which I think is really cool. Because that was one of the things that, my friends and I weren't sure about when we saw the finale, about whether they were just going back to one time or they were going to travel through different times. So it's cool to get some kind of confirmation. It looks like they're going to travel through times. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, this is like Legends of Tomorrow. This is like Marvel's Legends of Tomorrow. And I enjoy Legends of Tomorrow. It's fun popcorn entertainment for me. It's not as meaty or as juicy as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think, storytelling-wise and character-wise. I do enjoy it, but I enjoy Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. a lot better. So I'm hoping that they can give us that thrill of... And time travel is my absolute favorite subgenre of science fiction. So I'm really excited for this, and I hope they can give us a really meaty storyline and a really cool twist. So we have some really fun time travel stuff like Continuum and 12 Monkeys and a whole bunch of other time travel shows that even Timeless, the more recent NBC show. Anyway, I am really looking forward to this. Let me know if you guys are looking forward to this. Did I miss something in here? Did I get something wrong? Go ahead and tell me what kind of Titan that was, what kind of rocket that was, even if it wasn't a Titan. Go ahead and tell me, because I'm sure you will. I'm going to go look it up myself because I'm really curious now. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.